Hi everyone, my name is Bailey Henry, and today I'm going to be talking about Rosebush Under the Trees by Gustav Klimt. It was done in his Impressionist style back in 1905 and was purchased by the Zuckerkandel family, but came into the possession of Musée d'Orsay in 1980, which is in France. Well, this piece is interesting. It has a lot of fun little nuances to it, so I'm going to try my best to stay within the 5 minutes. But this piece was sold from the Zuckerkandel family, specifically their daughter, Nora Stianci. She sold this piece during the occupation of Austria. This is a Jewish Austrian family, and so obviously she knew that they were in danger, and she did everything that she physically could to get herself and her family out of the country, and so selling this painting was part of that. Unfortunately, though, they never did get to escape, and her mother, her husband, and her son were all killed in Nazi concentration camps. Musée d'Orsay did not know until relatively recently what they had. They thought that it was Apple Trees No. 2 by Klimt, and then very recently discovered that it was actually Rosebush Under the Trees. This is a very difficult piece for this museum to try to figure out what to do with. The family is all gone. They were all killed in the Holocaust. You know, what do they do with it going forward? Well, this means a very extensive amount of research for the museum to find the heirs of this family, if there are any, and make sure that they have the opportunity to have this piece. Within France's own laws, it states that anytime during German occupation, any kind of art sale, purchase, etc. is considered null and void or unethical. And this piece was sold during that time period. So even if they bought it ethically in 1980, it's still not ethically owned, because the sale, the original sale during the period of occupation, was not ethical. It was out of absolute desperation. And so France is taking this moment and saying, this still isn't right. We may have it, we may have done the right thing at this point in time in 1980, but that doesn't mean that we still properly own it. So they're doing a very large amount of work to get this to the people that it belongs to. They did find some heirs, they did find the family, and they're working on deaccessioning this piece. And France is actually making a very active movement to do this huge rehaul that we have been discussing in this class. There is an entire list on the Ministry of Culture's website that has all of the pieces that they have gone through, and they've started the process of deaccessioning if they're not deaccessioned already. There has been this massive discussion or controversy within this class, within museums in general, whether or not to even start this process, to work on this process, because it is so extensive. And this is why I love France and Musée d'Orsay, this situation specifically, because they're saying, yeah, the work is hard, and yeah, it is a lot, but we're still going to do it no matter what. And we're going to make sure that everything is the way it ought to be. It's not easy for France to do this, specifically with this piece. This is the only Klimt that France has in their collection. And especially with the case of the portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer being in the Austrian museums, the Belvedere, that skyrocketed Klimt's fame. And people know what a Klimt looks like now. And so it's something that draws people into their museums, and they're giving it up. They might not want to, they might hold on to it a little bit too tight, but yeah, they're going to do this. They're doing the right thing. And I think that it boils down to whether or not we're willing to put in the effort. And that's really difficult to argue with people who don't want to put in the effort, that say, let's just leave it like it is. Change isn't always great. Yes, it is. Because these families, specifically the families who are still emotionally handling the trauma of the Holocaust, they're being given this gift of their family back. Even if they turn around and resell it, that's their prerogative, because it's their property. But I think that this is the right thing to do, to respect the people that it originally belongs to, and to respect the community.